Finally, we witnessed an intense battle between top-tier hunters, and the long-awaited Jeju Island raid has begun. And the episode's ending was absolutely shocking. The episode begins with the two top-tier hunter groups fighting, the Japanese versus the Korean, all under Jinwoo's gaze. Dongwook activated Beast Mood and turned to Gaint Beast. The battle started and Yunhoo went to the masked guy. They all start fighting chaotically. Speed, agility, and even flying in the air. Yunho realizes his opponent. He isn't a great combatant. Yeonhoo transformed into semi-beast and the fight gets serious. Dongwook lost and Taeju pinned to the wall, but Cha-hee was amazing and moved so smoothly, and yeah, that's why they call her the dancer. Cha-hee defeats her opponent and tries to rush to Yeonhoo's side. Before she reaches Yunhoo, the masked guy ambushes her, but with speed and agility, Cha-hee strikes him. He enters an uncontrollable berserk mode, attacking Cha-hee with ferocity and speed. Just before landing his final blow, yes, Jinwoo appears. Jinwoo blocks his attack, saying he went too far. He grows even angrier, but Jinwoo pins him to the ground effortlessly. Goto watched in disbelief. Goto wanted to fight Jinwoo and sent the translator to him. Jinwoo agreed he wanted to test his strength after the events of the Demon Castle. Jinwoo says he'll fight Goto, but Goto must go all out, which annoys Goto. The battle between Jinwoo and the strongest hunter in Japan is about to begin. Meanwhile, Jui heads outside and calls someone. Jui asks the person questions about the Jeju Island Raid Mission Sentry team. Then we back to Jinwoo and Goto. Before Jinwoo finishes his sentence, Goto launches a powerful massive punch, but Jinwoo dodges it at the last moment. Goto realizes that this won't be easy. The fight begins and Jinwoo realizes that Goto is stronger than any hunter he has ever faced before. Goto grows even more furious when he sees Jinwoo's provocative smile and increases his speed. However, it's all useless against Jinwoo's incredible agility. Jinwoo was toying against Goto. The S-rank hunters are shocked by Jinwoo's speed as he effortlessly dodges all of Goto's punches. Goto changes his strategy and unleashes everything he has against Jinwoo. But then what? Jinwoo blocks his punch, grabs his hand, and smiles coldly. Then, they unleash their auras, shocking all the hunters. Just before they clash, Yunhoo and Cha-hee step in to stop Jinwoo, while the same happens with Goto. They save the situation before it spiraled out of control. Jinwoo admits that he got too excited during his fight with Goto. While Jinwoo receives compliments for his fight with Goto, he reveals that he infiltrated shadow soldiers into the group's shadows without anyone noticing. Later, Jinwoo chats with Go about the Jeju Island raid mission. Goto calls someone and learns that Jinwoo is not on the Jeju Island raid mission hunter list. Cho-hee reports this intel to Choi, and Yunhoo learns Byung-gu isn't listed here too. Choi tells Yunhoo that they have 15 S-rank hunters participating in the mission, and it's time to end everything. Meanwhile, Jinwoo returns home, and he is surprised to find his mother and sister waiting for him. Yes, he had missed this warm family atmosphere so much. At the dinner, Jinwoo reveals he didn't want to go to Jeju Island because he wanted to spend time with his family. On Jeju Island, a large queen ant watches several ants eating one another. The queen ant says they must leave this island for the food and hopes one of her children will be strong enough to lead them. And finally, we see that the sun has emerged from the giant egg. His power seems terrifying and unprecedented. Meanwhile, a news reporter informs the public about the ants and the Hunter Association's strategies to defeat them. The reporter says the association wants all hunters to join the sentry team. Eventually, several hunter groups travel to Jeju Island. And now, all the hunters are determined to defend their homeland against the strange flying creatures. To Yunhoo's surprise, Bugu shows up and greets him. Eventually, Go tells the hunters to begin the mission. The raid begins, all military ships lined up while Park Jong-soo led the lower-rank hunters to protect Korea. The Japanese hunters take their positions to distract the ants, and a hunter was even sent with the Korean team to livestream the entire raid. The Japanese hunters unleashed a ridiculous amount of aura to draw out all the ant soldiers, but the flying ones were aiming straight for the helicopter. But Choi destroys them by arrows, then a huge fireball. Choi's group exits the helicopter while another group activates their interference waves. The waves will prevent the ants from receiving the Queen's distress signals. While several groups defeat ants, Choi's group enters a cave. Choi seals the cave. Bak notices several tunnels around him. Choi uses his fire powers to figure out which path leads to the Queen's chamber. Choi and the others find an egg nest in an open cocoon, which means that the sun has left his nest. Meanwhile, Kenzo regroups with his team and asks his comrade Shimizu to heal him. Shimizu says she wants something in return. Before Kenzo can ask Shimizu what she wants, her head had already been sliced clean off. Definitely, this is the sun, the strongest creature on this planet. Smash the subscribe button to get the new part as soon as it drops.